So obviously for weeks we have been wondering, will there be a new Magic Keyboard with the new iPad Pro? Well, we have a leak today that could possibly suggest, yes, we are seeing a Magic Keyboard 2 because we have a label you find at the back of the Magic Keyboard packaging that obviously refers to the 2021 models and also says this new Magic Keyboard could be compatible with the existing models too. At least that's the case with the 11-inch version. Anyways, let's delve into what we know so far about this new Magic Keyboard and what we could expect. And so without further ado, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. And with that being said, let's just tuck in. So this leak comes from a Weibo source called Uncle Pan. Pretty interesting name, but anyways, Uncle Pan, as far as I know, hasn't leaked extensively in the past, but I do feel like this leak is pretty legit because take a look at the label and compare it to the existing label we have on the current Magic Keyboard, and you can see it looks pretty near identical, the font is pretty much the same, and it seems very Apple-like, and so yes, I'm inclined to believe this is very much legit. Not to mention that we have seen leaks like this in the past. For example, we saw with the iPhone 12 series a very similar leak that showcased the iPhone 12 mini name for the first time, but also B, we know the iPad Pros are in mass production, and so of course it makes sense that along with these new iPads, Apple's also making the accessories. And so since this leak is based in China and we know that mass production generally happens there, I do think this source has connections with the factories and somehow managed to get hold of this label. Now, I do want to say that before we delve into the possibility of a Magic Keyboard 2, there is also a pretty equal chance that maybe Apple's just updating the packaging for the existing Magic Keyboard to, of course, add support for the 11-inch third generation 2021 model. But other than that, this could be the same Magic Keyboard we've had for some time now. But thankfully, there is evidence of a second generation Magic Keyboard, and that begins with Uncle Pan, because translated, he basically says that yes, he believes new accessories will hit the market. Now, I do want to say that obviously it's being translated, and so it could be lost in translation, but I think he's basically saying that yes, we can expect a new Magic Keyboard and a new Apple Pencil to debut with the 2021 iPad Pro. And we have seen evidence of a new Apple Pencil on the way, because courtesy of Mr. White, we had an image of Apple Pencil 3 with a glossy finish and a redesigned tip. And of course, John Prosser also did say that we can expect a new Magic Keyboard to debut at the event, so I do believe that we could see one pretty soon. So what can we expect with the Magic Keyboard 2? Well, details are pretty sparse on the upgrades, but if I were to predict, I think we could see a function row because that's something a lot of us have been wanting, and as iPadOS becomes more macOS-like, you're going to benefit from having function rows, and so I do think that's a much needed upgrade we should see on the Magic Keyboard 2. Other changes I would love to see are maybe a larger trackpad, something very similar in size to the ones on the Macs, and also maybe a different choice of material because the clothy, plasticky material we have today isn't very durable in the long term, and so I think a lot of us would appreciate having an aluminium finish instead, like we see on some Bridge keyboards. Another addition I would love to see is maybe more ports. I think that would be great if they could have one on each side. That would really make it feel like a MacBook and it would be extremely useful. And so yes, I would love to see that on the next generation Magic Keyboard 2. Now, I did do some digging in the patents to see if Apple's been working on any features internally, and one feature they have apparently been working on is giving us the ability to store the Apple Pencil in the hinge of the Magic Keyboard. Now initially I did say in a previous video this feature would be pretty pointless since the Apple Pencil magnetically attaches to the side of the iPad Pro, and so there's no point having a slot for it. But some of you did mention a valid point in the comments, and that is when traveling, the Apple Pencil can be easily knocked off, and so having a slot for it to keep it secure while on the go, I think that would be a pretty great idea. So I take that back. I think this would actually be pretty useful. Another feature showcased in the patents is basically having more flexibility. So right now, in terms of angles, the Magic Keyboard is pretty restricted, but with this patent, it shows the fact that maybe the new Magic Keyboards can pretty much be at any position you like, and there might even be a Clipboard mode where basically you can pretty much put the iPad flat on a table when either drawing or making notes, which of course you can't do with the current Magic Keyboard. And so yes, this should be a pretty major upgrade. Now finally, let's touch on compatibility, because of course not everyone is going to be willing to upgrade to the Magic Keyboard 2 after spending $350 last year on the OG Magic Keyboard. And so you might be wondering, can I use my existing Magic Keyboard with this new iPad Pro? And well, I think the answer is yes, at least for the 11-inch model, because as you can see, this label clearly illustrates the first, second, and third generation iPad Pro 11-inch should be supported for this new Magic Keyboard, and so it should work vice versa too. However, when it comes to the bigger 12.9-inch model, I'm not so sure this will be the case, because you might know the 11-inch is sticking with LCD, it's not getting the mini LED upgrade, and so it makes sense that you can use your existing accessories with the 11-inch model because the dimensions should be pretty much the same. But because the 12.9-inch model is gaining mini LED, we know it's getting thicker, and so that could possibly mean that you have to buy the new Magic Keyboard, and the existing keyboards won't be compatible with the 2021 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Fingers crossed though, that's not the case, and hopefully we do get a leak regarding that pretty soon. Anyways, let me know in the comments below, are you planning to buy a Magic Keyboard with your new iPad Pro, or are you going to avoid it because it is pretty insanely expensive? And on that note, thank you for watching, make sure to like and subscribe. For the latest Apple news and rumors, check out the video in the icon above about AirPods 3 and the Apple Watch Explorer Edition. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.